Sports, and we've got a showdown in the AFC South. It's the Titans and the Colts on Thursday night primetime.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Tennessee Titans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Here's Manuel. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he works free. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Well, that is a running back who was not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
Yeah, and this could be a sign of what this defense is in for because, you know, all week long the coaches were preaching to the defense. You've got to be able to wrap up against a back like him or he can make you pay. Technique, technique, technique.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Well, we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have. 30. Past the 20. So the Colts in great position here as they get things started. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It's too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
Now a play fake here on first down. And it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And the Titans are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Now Manuel. Allen's got it over the middle. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 3.5 to go, first quarter. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. Operating from the gun. Manuel. Allen's got it complete. He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Titans. A big play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans have taken a first quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it ends with a Tennessee score. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? They go play action here on first down. And that'll be incomplete. So, Charles, you look at this offense. So what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
2nd and 1 from the 2. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. Hands it off out of the gun. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They'll try to run this one into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. 2nd quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying up this football game. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. And each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Let's go!
Tennessee offense set to go again. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this.
He's got a man open. It's Chase Claypool. And shutting him off, now open field.
Missed.
He will not go down. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there on the catch and run. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So now the Titans are going to call upon their field goal unit here. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And this one is right through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he is finally out of bounds all the way down at the 30. A big play there for Indy. That's evidence of why you spend a high draft pick on a receiver, isn't it, Charles?
It certainly is. His ability to make plays like that, and we've seen flashes of it from him so far in his rookie season. But also, it opens things up for the rest of the offense because they have to bring their attention to him as well.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Right back to him on 1st down. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 47 yards on the ground for him so far. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line.
We really didn't have any doubt that he was going to be one of the top-rated rookies coming into the league, especially as a runner. And he's given us no reason to change our minds. That's a big-time run, and the production that he showed.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts are going to jump back in front. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strong.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. On play action, they'll throw. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
7 yards, the pickup there.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. Scoring summary. 3-play drive. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the 1.
That's it, baby. We gon' work. 16.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 3rd down, Manuel. Under pressure, and they got to him again. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
He's got it to Ingram, complete. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. Takes it at the 7. And he returns this to the 22.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
Here's 2nd and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, Makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. The 71 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
We play to win. Let's go. Hey, watch this, watch this.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. He had a really solid first half running the football and picking up where he left off here in the third quarter.
How about the yardage he's piling up right now? This feels like a full game, not just the series that we're watching right now. I know people are screaming, worthy adjustments from halftime on the defensive side of the ball. Sometimes they're just not there. Sometimes you just have to find a way to tackle someone.
Hands it off out of the gun. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, second and 2. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great play there with his third touchdown and 18th on the year. And the Colts take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. He keeps carrying the ball into the end zone, and in this one, he's sort of carrying the team on his back.
He's the reason that they lead right now, no question about it. And you talk about on his back, he's not minding the extra weight at all, is he? Carrying that just as lightly as he has the football. Yeah, what a great performance so far.
Those 3 touchdowns, it's got him in the lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly.
Down the numbers. There he goes. The 20. Touchdown, Titans. Chase Claypool. His second touchdown on the season. And the Titans are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Here's a handoff out of the gun. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the 4th. Working with a 2nd and 3. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important.